Glad to have you back now. We'll continue our conversation on the outcome of yesterday's sentencing of Nnamdi Kanu. Let me come to you, Mr. Kombi, right? Yeah. All right. The IPOB activities has long shaped security temperatures in the southeast. How do you think this verdict would likely impact the region, especially in terms of the sit-at-home order, the security situation, and all of that? Do you think that this is going to be received well by the people, or should we expect heightened tension from that region?
Well, you see, the issue is more of those that have suffered greatly will definitely see this as a good development. A lot of people have died. A lot of businesses have been shut down, all because of this particular agitation. If you ask a single person, a man who has lost somebody, who has lost a child, who has lost wife, or who has lost a relative, now what does this judgment amount to? The person will tell you this is the best thing that could ever happen. If you ask anybody in that axis who has lost businesses, now what does this amount to? He will celebrate this. So I think it's important for us to understand that violence is...
Yeah, I'd like to come back to you with that question, Dr. Abdul-Jalil. How do you think that this will be received in the Southeast?
I should give you a preface to that. One of the worst things that happened to Nigeria is the removal of history as a subject in schools. Because when you use a machete on a tree and you use a pen on yourself, then you'll understand the type of pain that tree may feel. We need to know, you see, we haven't done much with our history. There's a huge generation gap between knowledge for people my age group and the younger ones. If they know what happened before to create what Nnamdi Kanu is brewing now, people will sit back and think. Right now, because he's been rude in the court, he's speaking very harshly and with a lot of vitriol to people that others consider alien to them or their wishes. He will seem to be doing okay. But as the learned gentleman said, you know, people that have lost their children, husbands, wives, businesses will not feel, will be extremely happy, just like they were when the other gentleman was sentenced in Finland.
Now, Dr. Abdul-Jalil, let me just stay with you on this. The question is, with this judgment that was given, what kind of a burden will it place on the states in helping to educate the people? Especially the Southeasterners, to educate them on how to coexist with everyone, because such a decision came from probably a faulty mindset. And how do we educate that mindset, especially the younger generation?
One, for the Southeasterner, they really don't need to be educated on that. There's no part of this country that you can go to, the smallest of villages. My mother used to say, if you cannot find an Igbo man, leave. So Southeasterners are well spread throughout the nation, even though I support the idea that there should be homogeneity in education, but Southeasterners especially don't need to relearn this. Everybody, this is a federation. every part of this country belongs to all of us. When that happens throughout the nation, when you can go to the southwest and you're free, you go to the southeast, you can do your business without being hindered, then we will have the Nigeria of our dreams. But until that time, you cannot say, give me this, but I will not give you anything. I don't want to go deeper than that.
Well, Mr. Akambi, there are already allegations of bias from the ruling on admissibility of evidence to speed up yesterday's ruling. Did the judge demonstrate impartiality throughout that proceeding? Because there's also the bias of ethnicity coming in play. Would you say Justice Omotosho did justice?
I would not know where that is coming from, because what we witnessed yesterday is a complete altruism. The judge was completely absolved of any form of bias. How? Where did the bias come from? That he did not commit the offenses that he was alleged to have committed? Where did the bias come from? That he did not incite people against the government? Where did the bias come from? That he did not tell the ESN people to kill military officers or security agents? Come on, people, let's be factual. Let's be honest with ourselves. This young man, as described by the court yesterday, is a very, very arrogant and a non-recalcitrant person who is not ready. He wasn't even showing remorse. He was ready to bring down the court yesterday. That was the court. So tell me what could have happened in the absence of everybody. So what are we saying? Where would the bias come from? I mean, we should be honest with ourselves. When things happen in this country, we should take away the aspect of so-called bias or so-called ethnicity. We should take it out and address the facts. The man ran foul of the law of the land, and the law caught up with him, and the court of competent jurisdiction ruled and gave a very, very sound judgment. So I don't think there is any bias from anywhere.
Okay, let me stay with you on this issue. A lot of political leaders from the southeast, like we said earlier, are already considering exploring political solutions. Now, does that place a burden on our leaders, especially those from the southeast, on how they handle such issues so that their people don't become too restive? And also, what message does that send to other those picked up for terrorism in Nigeria? Is it that justice is coming closer to them this time around, if it has come on Kanu?
You see, to be very honest with you, whatever any group of people may decide to do at this moment, political option or what have you, they need to understand the fact that whatever they do will send a message. Whatever option, political result that they are coming with would send a message either to encourage more people to follow the path of Nnamdi Kanu, or to say that, well, this is not a path to follow. Because whatever anybody decides to do in terms of political option, to speak to the president or whoever, so that Nnamdi Kanu can be let off the hook, trust me, it will not speak well. It is not in the interest of this nation. It is not in the interest of the people of the eastern Nigeria. Because if any political result or option is actually used to skim Nnamdi Kanu off this hook, other people will follow suit.